you know, all possible. They'll be the first Royal Road in LCS history where they win everything.
I should have let you stop
in the
when
year.
you were going to.
But you know I won't.
Yeah. All right. Well, C9, 100 Thieves. This one is really, really important. 100 Thieves has been on such a massive win streak here. They have really been looking dominant. You know, they were getting, I think, a lot of the same criticisms that EG was, and they have now had 6 straight wins in a row here. If you make that 7, taking down Cloud9, all of a sudden people have got to give you that respect.
Yep.
People can no longer overlook them, because right now I think people are saying, yeah, well, they're on a win streak, but it's you know, the still C9, TL, those are clearly the best 2, right? You know, 100 Thieves, congrats, you're 3rd. But if you take down the #1 team here, you know, that would be so big.
And it also means getting the first seed. It means even more because it means dodging 100 Thieves. Obviously, if they get it themselves, like, congratulations, you've done it. But yeah, turns out a very, very scary team. And keep in mind, this isn't the old format where top 2 get a bye. 1 through 4 all in that same upper bracket round.
Yep.
Like, you
just have 2 lives. That's your advantage.
Yeah, your advantage. Hey, you made top 4, you're upper bracket, and just win out, go for it, have fun. It's 5th and 6th that start lower bracket. So, I mean, 100 Thieves, if they just are the best team in the league, like, 3rd seed's good enough to run the table.
And so their last loss was against Team Liquid, and that was 7 games ago. 9 games ago, they also lost to Cloud9, right? And so that is kind of why people are saying, yeah, you're clearly better than the rest of the field, but are you as good as the cream? Are you as good as these top-level teams? It's going to be really exciting as well. You know, seeing Berserker, FBI going up against it. We talked a lot about that on the dive this week. You know, FBI is one of the people, him and Abbeddage, I think in particular, that people are kind of pointing to and saying, I expected more. You know, because last year, pretty much everyone had FBI as, you are the best AD in the league. Point blank, period. That's it. Everyone really had started to come to that consensus. And now, he hasn't even been in the discussion for the best AD in the league. It has been Berserker coming in, it has been Hansama coming in that have usurped that title from him. And he has got to show that he can have those top-level performances, not just against anyone, but against these people that are now getting ranked above him.
Absolutely. And we heard from Abbeddage yesterday in the post-game interview, and reading between the lines, it sounded like there was some complacency, that 100 Thieves weren't, maybe individual players, whole team, I don't know, but there was some degree of complacency from what I kind of read into it. And now they're kind of wrapping back up. Now they're taking it full. Keep in mind, they went to Worlds last year. Like, it was a long season. I understand taking a break at some point and taking an easier workload for the first few months. But if they are spiking now, it's another scary team. And obviously against Cloud9, who just have looked the best all year long, or at least nearly the best all year long, like, all right, cool.
Yeah, and I really am excited, you know, 400 Thieves to try to rise up and, again, be a title contender, right? Because I think that makes the playoffs run so much more exciting if there is more than, you know, TL and C9 that you can kind of see challenging for that trophy. Ssumday and Closer, though, if you want to speak about things going well for 100 Thieves, goddamn, their top side is so good. They have really been crushing it. I think Closer is having the best split he has had in North America in this season. He's been really, really impressive. Ssumday, I think he is getting overlooked a bit because of the incredible performance from Summit, his counterpart in this matchup. But he is, again, you know, Mark was saying, hey, maybe the best season that he has had under 100 Thieves.
All right.
5th pick Malphite. I love that into the very AD-heavy team here from Cloud9. It is only Fudge with the magic damage. Ahri does not want to be focusing this Malphite.
Yeah, this is fun. I mean, what better to topple a summit than a whole-ass mountain? This is going to be exciting, because you mentioned good top sides.
He might reach the summit of the Malphite.
You know, it's possible. It could be above the mountain, the top of the mountain. Either way, though, Summit and Blaber are such a good pairing in the top side as well. Summit, I think, is almost everyone's nod for MVP. And for a lot, a Blaber's just second in line there. Like, those are just the 2 guys, and everyone else is like, well, you're pretty good, but you're not there just yet. So Cloud9 right now, #1 in the league, 100 Thieves trying to reach that height. Let's see it. Welcome to the biggest match of the show, brought to you by the Doug Duo, 100 Thieves and Cloud9, about to do battle on...
How much are we paying for this? To be sponsored? We're bringing this?
Yeah, this is ours.
Just on you, though, right?
No.
I'm not contributing.
You are at least 50% of the Doug duo. I would say
I
60.
just mean financially. I'm not contributing to sponsoring this segment.
Oh, no, I just said the words out loud. It's fine.
Okay.
Have you seen the dive? We just like choose sponsors. It's great.
That's true.
Yeah.
No one can stop us. Well, actually, they can. There's probably
Yeah.
quite a few people at Riot that could stop us.
Yeah, no matter how hard you try, actually you can stop us now. Sorry, Zach De La Roca. But this is going to be
Could get fired at any moment.
Could be, you know?
Yeah.
That's a worry because I like my job a lot. So thanks, Riot
So
Games.
pick it up.
Thanks, eSports. Thanks, LCS fans. Y'all are truly wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Berserker.
Minions have spawned.
So far, so good. All right, not a big problem. I want to bring up one thing. Jat asked Biofrost about Zeri and like try to get him to kind of pin down like how do you feel Zeri is the champion? The TLDR that I synthesized was Zeri's not a good tank buster, and of course her core build is Triforce Titanic. She just isn't really a tank buster, and so if you kind of out frontline the Zeri team, you can kind of wear through it faster than she can wear through you, and you kind of win those sort of front to back team fights. And you got a Nautilus and a Malphite, so. That'll take a while.
Yep. We'll give the caveat that sometimes you can actually be pretty effective in getting into the back line. You know, if you can kind of circumvent that. Cloud9, though, they have a really powerful level 1. They're getting aggressive here.
Damage in. Gold card lands, though. Summit, though, pretty tanky. And Closer has 1 HP left. The potions were chugged in time, but he's recalling away from his first camp. The Cloud9 invade is so dominant.
Yeah, I love this. Viego plus Graves is really strong level 1 there. Fudge moves as well. And yeah, you've got a Malphite, but Malphite has got to have a lot of levels under his belt before he can mess with the quick draw Graves. So it's going to be the red start here. He's going to take that away. He will go Raptors. We'll see if he wants to go cross map and try to protect his own red. What his read on what Closer will do next is. Closer is going to have a very light start here. It'll be about 220, first camp start, leashless. So that is rough. The question is, does he try to go cross-map after this and take the enemy red, or will Blaber defend that? Because that's a hard choice, right? Like, you can say, hey, I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to go cross-map, and if you get the red and get out, you can kind of go forward from a pretty regular game. If you go over there, though, and Viego's there and you die, well, your game might be over. So it's kind of like, it's a tough call to make.
So one of the tough things right now is, from what we saw from the first wave, was that C9's bottom lane had Butch. So if Lee Sin does go for an invade or did go for an invade, it's like, well, LEona and Zeri are always there first.
Yeah.
So what are the odds this goes well for me? Well, my upside is I got 200 gold. My downside is I gave up first blood. So you're like almost not allowed to invade. And he's like, so I'm going to take a really efficient full clear because you shouldn't show up down there.
Yep, and he can definitely do that, but you know, the reality is he can't have a full clear because he lost 2 camps, right?
Yeah,
you
on
know,
the Blaber side, rather.
Exactly, yeah. So it's one of those situations where, you know, he might just kind of have to take the L in the early game and hope that, you know, they can make up for it later. Blaber going to be out ahead. We'll see if he's going to move towards Scuttle here early on. Summit getting very aggressive, but that is his last potion there. He's taken quite a few tower shots actually on this harass. You got to be careful about, you know, playing the edge of that range because he's actually out of potions now, and he is getting very, very low. He will be able to reset this, and then he's just going to have to actually probably, you know, base himself because Ssumday is going to TP back with the Doran's Ring. It's going to be Q-Max with Comet pretty much always. At the very least, you'll see Malphite at least go like 3 points Q and then into something else. But Ssumday's job is pretty much just try to hold as much towards even as he can, get towards something like a Warden's Mail, stabilize the lane, and then post 6, you call up your jungler, you look to punish the pushing Graves. You can't really win in the 1v1 generally unless the Graves kind of misplays, but you have very strong gank assist, and you know, Graves should be able to get punished.
So pretty standard stuff right here by Summit. It's almost impossible to dodge the Comet when you're slow by the Malphite Q, but he's holding quick throw every time to say, okay, hit me, Comet's moving, quick throw out of range, like wait long enough that it's actually, you know, shot the Comet out, and then you're gonna be okay. That's obviously got a cooldown, quick throw the same, actually able to fight in between the Comet cooldowns and goes for the trade, has the Vamp Scepter, so trading aggressively, as long as it's not too aggressively, you can sustain back up.
Yep, and with Fleet plus Vamp, you're hoping that you're gonna be able to sustain through a lot of this and kind of, you know, stabilize that early matchup, but Ssumday, getting pretty aggressive. You know, he's trying to keep whittling him down, using that Q on cooldown every single time, but you know, it does have a decent amount of mana here with the Doran's Ring plus the Corrupting Potion, so we'll be able to be pretty effective. You know, generally, especially if you're not going to index heavily towards mana as far as your itemization, you want to wait for the mana flow ban procs to actually be ready to spend your Q on those, so you're always getting some mana back with that. To be able to make sure you don't just fully run out of mana. Because often, Malphite in a lot of these matchups, it's actually your mana versus their health rather than your health versus their health. Yeah. Because it becomes really difficult to actually fight back at all. And you're kind of just like a pincushion once you're Like, once you're standing in a tower, you're trying to farm these range minions, you just get punished on every single one.
No, bot lane being held right in front of the tower. You can see 39, but, you know, waiting to be in the 40s, to be honest, with the wave size right there. So bot lane very close in farm right now. We do have our first power spike for Zeri. Getting Sheen is incredibly valuable. Sheen both longswords in the list. She did a longsword opener, so got her Sheen recall. FBI and Huhi pushing in still. LEona, though, able to mark well enough that not much is happening. It is another double cleanse AD carry situation. And now with the Malphite coming in with the ulti, this could be enough to kill Summit. Flash into the brush. Will he get away? Flash to follow, and Ssumday solo kills Summit.
Not to be messed with. Ssumday with the solo kill there. Was playing it so aggressively with the Q spam and got him low enough. As soon as he hits 6, he just goes for it straight up. Summit even expending the flash goes down regardless. First blood to Ssumday is not something I expected to see in this matchup in a 1v1. I would have been shocked if Closer was up there, but we can watch this one more time. Just constantly whittling him down, has the Q max, gets a surprise 6, and he's really close to him, just turns around as he goes in to try to pick up that cannon. He hits the Q, the comment lands, ults in, full combo there with the auto, W reset, the E to follow. And Summit trying to flash away to safety, hoping he can make something happen, does end up going down regardless.
Yeah. Rare mechanical take by Summit. That is the most flashful Malphite ulti. He ding 6 in front of you, you're at 300 health, and you're like, oh, you knocked me up, weird. Like, that was just, I don't see that mistake from Summit very often. That is just like a unforced error, right?
I will say, I feel like Summit always has one bad play a game. Like, there's one obvious play, like in pretty much every single game where you're like, never thought that would have been Summit, right? But he does it consistently. He always has one really bad play a game, and then he has about 50 amazing ones, right? And that's the thing, is that it's like, okay, yeah, you can ding him for like his Camille teleport down the bot lane in the 1v4 where he dies when he could have just cross-mapped. You can ding him for not flashing that, even though it's more minor. But you know, he generally really comes back strong, and he makes incredible play after incredible play. But being flashes against Malphite, you cannot quick draw that. Like, you're not gonna be able to E-dash that. It's too small as long as somebody doesn't misplay. So now you're scared, because if Closer comes up there, it's pretty easy to 100 to 0 you. You got no defensive stats whatsoever. Vamp Scepter is not saving you from this dive.
You don't poke him anymore. The ward's mail's in, so you're not dealing meaningful damage. Q hits for a couple of bit. Not gonna mean too much though, as Summit will push the wave across. Closer not 6. If he leads this whole wave, I think he'll get there. And the wave's being at equilibrium, so I don't think it'll hard push either way. Someone wants to know what the ward situation is. It's a control ward. Rip. Well, at least it's not in that brush, but otherwise I don't really know.
Yeah, trying to stay it safe. Closer, though, I think they're going to go here. They're going to go. Yep.
There you go. Malphite ulti. Hey, Lee Sin's here, buddy! And, I mean, he was putting the wave. To be honest, he was hitting the wave. Summit could have waited. Malphite was hitting the wave.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just wait.
He could. It's definitely tough. But here's the thing. Here's the counterpoint, is that you have no vision on top side except Scuttle, and you're scared of getting dove, right? So he might think that Lee Sin's behind him, and you have to make the call. If Lee Sin is behind you, you have to actually contest the wave. If Lee Sin is in front of you, you actually have to back off the tower. And you don't know. You actually have no idea as a top laner in that scenario, because he has no wards. His only ward is turned off by the pink ward. So I think it's pretty defensible to step forward there, because if Lee Sin's in try behind you, that's actually the correct play.
Fair enough. Well, that is going to be Herald going down, though. Cloud9 still with some pressure on the top side. Though Summit doesn't have control of the lane. Sure, he is up CS, but 2 kills on a Malphite feels pretty good against a comp that is, you know, pretty largely AD. That's going to feel nice in the team fights.
And I think 100 Thieves have a really strong scaling composition here. They can play heavily through sides. They have pretty good 5v5. You're utilizing the Aphelios. We'll see if Cloud9 can kind of outplay that. You know, and there's always the X factor of champions like the Viego who can start to get resets and really, you know, upset a team fight. But 100 Thieves, strong early start here. Malphite, you know, can get to a point where you stabilize, but you don't expect it to be this early, and you don't expect it to be multiple kills on the Summit of all people, you know, this early on in the game.
Not sure why the Cloud9 league account is cheering on 100 Thieves. Strange choice, but, you know, I trust you in your judgment, Cloud9.
Cloud9 league account?
Yeah, that was at C9 LOL. By the way, Cloud9 has started a new League of Legends only Twitter account at C9 LOL, so if you want to watch their takes on cheering on their opponents, follow them.
Maybe they've been hacked.
You know, that's possible. Two-factor.
Stole the Twitter account. But Cloud9 invading here on the bot side. Looks like there's a pretty good defense from 100 Thieves. I'm not sure that they can continue on this.
There's away. Double knockup coming in. This could be really good on a Winsome. Going to find the stun towards Huhi, flashing back. The charm already lands, though, but huge damage out of Aphelios. And FBI, I heard you said he was only 3rd best. Found one for that one. Blaber on the ult out. Abbeddage can't quite get the rest of it. Not enough move speed, but that invade went nowhere but south for Cloud9.
Yeah, great collapse from 100 Thieves. They move up the bot lane, and yes, Fudge has the first roam, but TF has his ultimate. He's going to be there for the play. Great kick from Closer, knocking one through another. Gets that two-man kick. The Infernum ulti came across, a lot of damage from 100 Thieves, able to clean that one up and defend on that bottom side. And now pressing here. They've already gotten 2 plates through this bot lane. We'll see if they can take away a dragon even to try to eliminate any sort of stacking potential there.
He's almost killable.
Yeah.
Burns the ulti, but like next time the cooldowns are up, Ssumday actually one-shots him with ulti.
When you get too far behind in this kind of matchup, you actually can't really lane anymore because Malphite can just basically walk at you over and over, and he doesn't actually allow you to get access to sustain up.
Yeah.
It gets really, really bad when your damage gets heavily outpaced as a ranged champion into a melee matchup, especially in one like this.
Yeah.
So call up the Lee Sin at this point. That's all I'm doing. If I'm Ssumday, bring up the Lee Sin.
Yeah.
If Lee Sin shows and you ult, the best that Ssumday can have, or rather someone can have, is flashing and living. Like that's all you can do.
It's the slow walk up. Autos, thank you very much. The E as well, gonna look pretty good. Now Summit only has flash for it. He has to go through 2 more rotations. I think he needs another Q before he can go for the ult play. But next time Summit's in lane, somebody lands the Q, walks up, mind games the ult, and he's dead.
Yep, and that's his TP already down, right? He just came back and he's already down to potentially lethal range, so he has to be really scared. He has no idea where Lee Sin is, right? Again, they've not been able to maintain any sort of vision in this area, so Closer is sneaking around now, and he does have the ulti back, so if he shows up behind him, could just be dead, but Closer thinks he may have been spotted, I think. He's kind of giving that respect, so Closer is bailing out of the play. But Ssumday's still, showing that, hey, like, jungler could be here.
Yep, but Blaber's doing smart things, right? Blaber went down to the bottom side again. Cloud9 playing across the map. 900 gold difference. Herald to be summoned. This is going to look really good. Huhi going to find a little bit of time, but he's still going to be locked up in place. FBI fires back on a 3, and Huhi's got a stopwatch. They're going to get a 2 for 1. Look at that. Outnumbered. You need more than 400 Thieves outnumber you 25 to 1.
Nicely done. Abbeddage on the TP there to try to defend the play. Did that Herald bug out? How is that so late on the charge? That
got stuck on a minion?
Yeah, maybe it got stuck on a minion aggro or something. That was bizarre, but Cloud9 go for the dive. 100 Thieves punish heavily. FBI off to the races here. Berserker laying in wait for the minion wave, but we can watch this one more time. It's the wraparound again. They know they need to stay aggressive, but first one was answered by the TF ulti. This one is going to actually be answered by the TF TP. The ulti there from FBI, rooting him all under tower was so big. And yeah, the tower aggro was kind of pulled off. They're going to go top, though.
All right, well, Summit, that is 3 people against you. Turns out the whole mountain is, in fact, more. Abbeddage gets his first kill of the game. Gortrick for Infidelice, and as he is recalled. And this Graves blind pick has not worked out.
No, not at all. I mean, he's still up a good amount of farm. That's something. But he has been getting picked on for sure. Cloud9 at least have a couple dragons to their name. They've got something going there. Berserker is doing fine. Fudge is doing fine, but top lane is a problem. And Summit dying again without Malphite even having to expend the ultimate hurts, because now there's still that opportunity for a repeat immediately. They do spend the TF ult. So we'll see if Fudge wants to make another side lane play. He has been very proactive moving towards the sides. Hasn't really worked out for them because it's been getting answered by Abbeddage every single time with the ulti or the TP. But now they do have a window where there is neither of those available for a bit. So if Cloud9 were to get aggressive again towards that bottom side, hey, maybe it could work out.
I'm trying to give a lot of credit to the 100 Thieves bottom side because it feels like Closer's time has been spent up there, like making sure Malphite Graves just like a slaughter, and now he's kind of outscaled the matchup and nothing's going to go easily for Graves. And okay, C9, you got dragons, you got Herald, like that was all good, right? Blaber's getting stuff done, but the fact that every single invade and every single dive has been answered with advantaged kills on the 100 Thieves side, like that is really, really good by FBI, Huhi, and Abbeddage.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been doing great. That is an ulti force defensively there from Ssumday, but
a lot of early damage. Knockup to be there as well. Kick back to follow, but that gives Blaber a bit of time to get out. They were out of cooldowns regardless, so maybe not a waste of the kick, but Blaber lives.
So Fudge spends the ulti on the top side with Blaber collapsing. That does force Ssumday to retreat. Then they do try to get a catch there. Try to go for a little bit of a counterplay. It will result in them getting Herald, but it's actually their tower going down first on the bot side, which is a little bit surprising given how much pressure they had down there. They want to rotate for the Herald instead of actually just defending the play. So they're going to grab Herald. They will be able to potentially trade back a tower of their own off of this, but it's a lot of gold for Summit. Summit is actually up in gold off that because he just got solo gold on the first tower, which does bring him back to being quite relevant. I mean, he's been farming well. You give him that, that's the equivalent of a couple kills of gold.
Now, Ssumday gonna take a stun. A lot of damage. Wants to hold the ult. He actually doesn't even have it. Wants to hold the flash. Will be able to do so. They will not go for a dunk any farther. Probably wouldn't have gotten the kill. As soon as Viego ults, you can reflexively flash that in time. And then he's under a turret, killing himself. So no play to be made there. Blue buff now, fight gonna happen as they jump over. Oh, that is a blue buff in the way. Anchor not gonna land. And now be careful, because somebody's gonna take a lot of damage. Shield bow popped and just deletes. He jumped in and needed to get out. Where's Abbedage? Right there, on towards Blaber. Does he have a stopwatch? Will he die? Cleanses away. Gonna find the CC, and they're gonna get a couple more kills now. Winsome dangerously low. Blaber one hit from dead. Closer claims it, and now what's it gonna be? It's gonna be Berserker flashing to buy 2 more seconds and still dies for nothing. Cloud9, every time they ego check, they get it crushed.
It is an absolute stomp by 100 Thieves, 10-1 in Super Week, showing up. 6-game winning streak coming into today, looking to make it 7, and they're in a great position to do it again. C9 trying to get aggressive here, trying to punish. This is the initial play, I believe, with Ssumday retreating. He does survive from this, but everyone from 100 Thieves is coming on the collapse. They see them walking through mid. They know that they are coming. They're spotted with that vision from the Zeri. Cloud9 decide, hey, we got to scrap. We can actually make this happen. Summit just going in very, very far, disrespecting the damage that can be put out there by FBI. He gets hooked up, just dies for free. And then the collapse from TF is on Abbedage with the cleanse, trying to stay safe. Blaber just barely, not enough damage to finish him off. Can't get the reset, or potentially the fight could have looked different. Then Berserker, it's him against the world. Forcing the flash out of FBI is nice, but there's no outplaying that situation. 100 Thieves looking amazing, and FBI 4-0-3.
Looking hungry, and that's going to get them closer and closer to a chance at a top seed if they want one. As they get to find wins here. Winsome knocked into the air. Huhi taking the front line. Charmed up, they're going to be careful. Hard to kill LEona, but they're still going to have closer go in. Finds a stun, still wants it. Kicks in, and that's going to be Fudge. Forced a flash of safety. Malphite hits one. Own the Gravestone. Grave's going to stay alive. Finally, LEona drops. 1-for-0 so far. 100 Thieves want a little bit more. Charm just really sides up by FBI. That might have been a follow-through, as Blaber could have kind of fired in onto the Aphelios, but it's not going to happen here. Dragon is alive. 100 Thieves first of the game. Jat loves to quote a win rate about 100 Thieves with first Dragon. This one may be bucking the trend, though, as Ssumday crushed top lane. And now they look to get this one. 5 versus 4. Winsome respawning in 5, but from the other side of the map. Malphite ulti down. Only TF has one.
Nice poke.
It's enough to get him out, though. Fudge not able to play this fight anymore. One Dragon finally on the board. The stacking has stopped for Cloud9.
Yep, Aphelios with the sniper ulti there, poking out Fudge, pushing him back. Cloud9 had very low health bars, wanted to try to stay around, see if they could potentially take that Dragon, because Ocean Soul is still a win condition for them. If they could actually get to 3 dragons, you could forgive some of the gold lead here. But Cloud9 in trouble again on bot side. It's a 3-man collapse. The TP coming to answer.
Okay, that's going to be a little bit of reinforcement. Will it be enough? Gold card's a minute to get the cooldown back. It looks like Fudge wants it in a Ssumday. Ssumday flashes to get away from everything else. And they will not find a kill just yet. Aphelios now for the reinforcements as well, so 4v4. Nautilus coming in pretty soon. They're going to find that first stun, but the chakrams are in. The spells are there, so will it be enough to turn it around? Finally a shutdown on a 1. Winsome, low, not dead. Closer kills, gets a stopwatch, and now the reinforcements are going to be enough as it's another one in for TF. Gets the stolen Malphite, killing off Blaber. And now Summit's going to be death number 3 in the battle. Marksman check. FBI's like, thanks, bud. 300 gold.
He's got the bigger gun in this case. FBI, 5 kills now. Cloud9 trying to respond to the play there. Somebody did not have his ulti, so had no way out. And the TP response allows Cloud9 to try to turn. But again, 100 Thieves are just rolling deep in these plays. They are responding to the fights. Cloud9 came in with a game plan to try to scrap very aggressively to challenge 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves have been moving around the map really well as a team, answering these plays constantly when they are going for them, and the items are starting to come through here. The completions are so massive, as FBI probably has BT gold. The rapid fire just came through, a Hex Drinker as well for closer. Like, this is becoming such a problem for Cloud9.
Doing pretty solid. Ssumday gets knocked on a wave, and Yeah, he's down 30 CS. You know what, Summit? You, in fact, won the laning phase as far as minions are concerned, sure, right? You got to take the bottom turret. First turret, you're going to be pretty solid in gold, but guess what? The fights have never gone his way.
Yeah. And Malphite just doesn't need to win in farm, right?
No.
Like, if you get a solo kill on Malphite, you are just miles ahead. You just need to stabilize the lane. It's so much easier to kind of execute on your win conditions, which is just finding that good engage than it is for Graves. They're collapsing on top side, though. Nice sidestep of the Everfrost.
Yep, gets rid of the wave, and now doesn't want to be charmed to the turret. Burns the ulti to get back to safety. The call is there's no fight down here, but Summit is on the split. This is one thing that C9 does very, very well. I think they're very often good at playing the map spread out and slowly, getting a ton of resources onto Summit. He actually split pushes very, very well. This is a very strong point for that team. Unfortunately, with the 5 deaths, he is down in farm against everyone else who matters, so can try to catch up. Of course, that'll take a while to get there.
Yeah, I just think he's too far behind the pace of the game to ever really threaten the Malphite. If Malphite goes Frozen Heart second, I just don't see it happening unless there's some serious misplays or outplays that are really going on. You know, Malphite should always be able to get the point where you just stabilize and you clear waves, and Graves can't win through side. And if Graves can't win through side and you have to group, well, 100 Thieves are kind of just built better for it. So then you have to look for the X factors. You have to think, all right, well, how do Cloud9 then win? Well, you're thinking about a big charm, potentially from Fudge, to try to knock down one of these carries. If you can burst someone out, you can get a reset for Viego, you can maybe make something happen.
Looking for the gold card now to Berserker, not in range though. Looks like he'd already auto-attacked, so the rapid fire cannon was functionally on cooldown. And as they walk up yet again, we're going to see, misses the cannon. Doesn't matter too much though. It's, 70-something gold lost, but top river certainly matters. Baron is a possibility. Fudge going to walk up, see what's going on, lands the charm. Try to get away. TF far behind though. It's going to be a gold card for sure, landing everything else. And not an easy way out. Ult's back, kicks in, and they're going to get just one. They trade it back though, and this could be enough. TP coming in now for the Malphite. Will it happen? Ulti on the 2. FBI would still like to fight. Flashing, going to come in and find that first target. Malphite hits 2. Pretty good setup there. Summit can't get anything done. Puts the ulti across, barely even scratches anybody. As now Zeri and LEona both drop, and Ssumday can just tank the tower. Anchor's going to land dangerously low. They will trade one back. Viego's reset is in, but can they even kill him? Abbedage taking a lot of turret shots. Will Zone use it at the end, and that is going to be the ace. That is 100 Thieves just consistently, completely crushing Cloud9.
FBI goes legendary, 8-0-7, and they are heading to the Baron here. Will they actually want to start this up? Closer is back on the map, so I think they potentially could go for it. It looks like they're going to here. They have the Chakrams available. No, they're split call, so they are going to pull back, and I think this is the smarter call. You're up 5K. There's no need to go for anything too crazy. Just continue playing this one out. They do get the TP, though, from Fudge, who's going to come and see, hey, nothing there to worry about. But Cloud9 losing control of this game very, very quickly. We can see it again here. The Bud Light Ace coming through. It's the pick onto Fudge to start things off. The gold card, Everfrost Root, kick follows it through. They do get the shutdown on Closer, but unfortunately all the gold goes over to Winsome here, and FBI just has a really good positioning again. Then the collapse from multiple sides. Huhi flashed over the wall on one side. Ssumday comes on the TP flank from the other. The pincer move there, buying space for FBI. And at this point, that's all you need to do if you're 100 Thieves. Make space for your carry. He's going to clean it up, and he does just that.
Goodbye, Abbeddage at the end to kind of hold the aggro as long as possible, stop punch at the end, and switch it back over. Dragon going to be claimed. 100 Thieves will tie the Dragon count. Yeah, 4,000 damage out of Aphelios. Went for the BT to make sure he's not going to get one shot by an Ahri. Make sure he's always full health. It's a shield in between that one. As the turret goes down, 100 Thieves grow the gold lead 4,500. There's no Dragon lead. Their team fight looks a whole lot better, to be honest. There is not an axis through which I can see Cloud9 are advantage. Now, a great charm by Fudge. A stopwatch immunes a lot, though, as they turn back in with the Malphite. Fudge still going to open up for a pretty good amount of damage. Abbedage could be running low, but closes here for the reinforcements. The rest of the teammates are coming, though, and Abbedage, one hit from dead. That's going to be Closer opening up for, Blaber opening up for one. Going to try to stay safe for now, but Aphelios has opened as well, as 2 more have happened. And Summit going to jump a wall, going to be stunned, and he will be safe. And even in the best ball situations where it's 5 versus 2, it's still 100 Thieves getting one more kill.
At least it is a shutdown. That's something for them. But with Blaber dead and Closer on the map, they can threaten Baron here. They don't have their tools to turn, so I think they are going to have to peel off here. There's no ulti on Malphite or anything. You don't want to get too risky because Berserker, this could be a moment where he can make something happen.
Gonna try, right? 4 versus 3, no smite though. It's gonna be so tough to make it work. Closer is losing health slowly but surely. Will they find that one? Yes, they will. It's Summit, of course it's Summit. The man dodges nothing all game. His flash is up. He dies again. And now it's time to run away from Baron.
And FBI going to be able to melt this one very easily. 100 Thieves cruising The hopes for Cloud9 in this game dwindling very, very fast. Even able to get that for all 5 members. Abbeddage is back on the map here. They get out, no problems whatsoever, and they're gonna have so much gold in their pockets. Wouldn't be surprised to see a full IE completion now for FBI. Cloud9 trying to find something here, trying to find a lazy recall that they can punish, but all they're gonna get here is the red buff. 22 kills for 100 Thieves in 25 minutes. Whew. It's been an absolute bloodbath. A 0-7 game here for Summit, not what you would have expected. Seeing him come into this one has been the candidate everyone is talking about as the runaway favorite for the MVP discussion.
Yep. Ssumday
trying to make his case, though.
The man's got as many deaths as Player of the Game awards. I mean, he really has been outstanding, and I mean, it's just because it is so rare, right? Like, Summit
he has not had a game like this.
Ridiculously good. This is a shock to be sure that it's going this poorly. You get one. You know, you're actually still going to be tied for first with a loss here. It's happened, by the way. This game is functionally over. Of course, a comeback is possible, but you're expecting this, you know, to be 13-4, tied with TL, only 1 ahead of 100 Thieves with 1 game or 1 day left to play.
And I just think it's so exciting, 400 Thieves. You know,
yeah.
They're the defending champions, and they weren't even in the championship conversation a couple weeks ago, right? People were just completely overlooking them, and they are showing that they're not to be trifled with here. And yes, it is an abnormal game from Summit, but Ssumday put the pressure on him. He, I think, put him in that position. You have to give that credit to Ssumday for really making it happen. He had 5th pick on red side. He got a lot from it. 100 Thieves now closing in here, trying to crush through, trying to leave no doubt in this game. Secure themselves their upper bracket berth. They're already top 3. They're looking to try to go 1-2 if they can.
Yeah, it would be nice. You get a pretty easy front opponent. If you get first, 4th seed is clearly going to be one of the weaker teams in the LCS. Top 3 look pretty competitive at this point. And that's going to be the important one in that first seed. Ulti going to come across, going to force Viego away. Will there be much more of a fight? Winsome, thankfully very tanky, stays alive. Locket well timed, but still burns down. FBI just has too much damage. Infinity Edge is in and puts out the shot. The Chuck ones follow through. The Ignite helps, and that's going to be 1 on the board. Malphite hits 2 as well. A flash wave from Berserker, but what's it going to look like? Ahri already dead. Fudge gets nothing done. And we're going to see them run away back to the fountain as well. Summit dropped down to 500 HP. Cloud9 just falling rapidly. Again, Abbeddage going to look in, finds himself a gold card, and quick reset coming through. Ssumday going to heal, going to TP back in, and they're going to go now for the Nexus. Baron buff on, 4,000 gold, and the Red Bull Baron power play may include a win as well. Summit chunked to 200 HP. Still ready to push on through. 1 tower going to drop in a single cannon shot. When it can finally aim correctly. Top 2 are going to die as well. There you go. Good job. Target selected by FBI. Knocks it down.
It's not even hurt by Berserker.
Number 2. Berserker, yeah, just not that big of a threat. Here we go. The fight's going to happen. Abbeddage here again for the gold card. They're going to try in the front line. A nice timing on the Zonias, but it's not going to be enough damage. 2-0 already. Add a 3rd, add a 4th. Thank you very much. Yet another ace. The Nexus falls, and 100 Thieves looking to make it back-to-back titles.
Not a bad Baron power play. 5,000 gold and the Nexus to boot. 100 Thieves crush Cloud9. 28 kills in 28 minutes against the #1 team in the league. That was a statement game from the Thieves. What a performance here. 12-0-11 for FBI. If you got them on your fantasy team, you're winning this week, I think. That's going to look really good for you. I mean, the whole squad, though, very heavily involved. Solo kill by Ssumday in the matchup that he got to pick. Really, really strong on the Malphite. Closer was cruising in this one. The team moved around the map very well. It really was truly a team effort. Cloud9 tried to be proactive, very aggressive looks, you know, from the level 1 invade to the constant attempts at tower dives on bot side, but Abbeddage was able to actually answer those roams. You know, Fudge got priority, laned very well, was up in farm. He gets the push, he moves, but Abbeddage is there with the TP. He's there with the TF ultimate, always able to answer on these plays. 100 Thieves, you know, this is the best game I feel like we've seen from them all split long.
Yes.
It's 7 straight wins. It's taking down the #1 team emphatically. What a way to enter playoffs.
Yeah, it looks really good. And I got to give credit everywhere. I think Huhi played the bot dive so well. If it wasn't for Summit,
great, man.
Just completely top diffing. Huhi was huge as well. Our defending champions have turned up the heat for Super Week, which is good. The soup is boiling. So now we're joining with Tigris
Someone fire him.
on stage with Ssumday. More heat for our variety.